Hi everybody, welcome to the Baguette Investor channel for a new weekly trading video. Hi, I hope your trading week has been nice. Mine has been a red week again because I seem to be always very struggling with stocks, so I'm using very small risk until I get my shit together. But I think there is a possibility that my performance starts to pick up if the market wants, and I'm going to talk about how I see a potential win coming in the next weeks. First, is to get a very good see at the markets, I really want to show these charts. What you're seeing, the first one on the top left is the growth S&P 500. The one on the right is the value S&P 500, and at the bottom of the screen you see the 5-year bond yield of the US government. So I'm going to explain a little bit of why I am looking at this for the last weeks. So uh, basically what I understand is that growth stocks perform really well when rates are going down because they need a lot of money to develop themselves and start and grow. Value stocks, on the other hand, perform really well during inflation periods, during rising rates periods, because they make money by, for example, oil and gas stocks are going to make money with rising oil and gas prices. Mining companies will make more money if commodity prices go up, and financial institutions are going to make more money as interest rates rise. So you have two different asset classes, and you can see them going very differently. For the last year, we had the growth stocks performing really well and the value stocks performing really bad. They were neutral while growth stocks were going up. But there is the inflation narrative running around, and people wonder if inflation is transitory or if it's here to stay for a few years. If it's here to stay for a few years, interest rates are going to rise. And you can see that interest rates have already risen from 0 to 1.5 in the 5-year bond yield, which is one of the most beautiful chart if you want to see really the impulsions. You can see that we had a first impulsion right there on October 21, and we are now having a confirmation of the trend that is trying to settle a bullish trend on yields. And if bond yields start to go up and confirm a bullish trend, that would be very bad for growth stocks in general because growth stocks really don't like rising rates. And you can see that for a few weeks, people have been really talking about rising rates. People are freaking out about inflation. Inflation is becoming mainstream. And you can see that growth stocks have been hit and that value stocks have actually gone up. So my understanding of this is that, well, how do you make money thanks to this kind of understanding of the market? Well, you would simply try to either bet on, I'm going to put things back together, SPY value, there you go. You either play growth is inflation is transitory. It's going to be to go back down, and people are gonna buy growth stocks again because they think the market will not care about rising rates for a few months. Or you think that inflation is not transitory, commodities prices will go through the roof, oil prices, gas prices, coal prices, gold, copper, nickel, silver, and all, and you bet more on value. So, I don't take decisions on predictions, I take decisions on what the market does. And for now, we can see that the trend for growth stocks is still very strong. You can see that the trend for growth stocks, as I see it, is still very powerful. But a correction happens very quickly. If we start to lose momentum and if we start to lose this trend, you can see that this trend has been a very beautiful, very strong one, going very hard until during all the year 2021. Right now, there is a possibility that money flushes out of growth stocks and that starts to interest in value. And actually, value stocks have been performing really well in some cases. For example, we're going to take a look at oil and gas stocks that I'm really shilling for a few months now. But for now, the trend is we're looking at is only daily signal. So we need more and more confirmation. That's why I'm going to keep talking about this in the next few weeks and months. But this is the thing to watch for me. In my opinion, this is the thing to watch. You really need to see whether growth stocks are going to keep outperforming the market like they've been doing it for 10 years, or maybe in 2022, growth stocks are actually going to be in a correction and value stocks are going to be in a strong bullish trend. This is the big caps, of course, but there is also this kind of index for small caps. So we're going to type in the EWO ETF, which is this thing for small caps, and we're going to type in, I believe it's the IWF, which is, no, this is the Russell 2000 value, which is the IWN, my bad. You can see, again, on the left, it's growth related stocks, and on the right, it's value related stocks. So on the left, you're going to have, like, for example, technology, healthcare stocks, and on the right, you're going to have financials and material stocks. So you can see that they have confirmed a top market pattern. Of course, top markets pattern can always get cancelled and start back the trend, which is very bullish. But you can see a clear difference in terms of momentum with these two asset classes. You can see growth stocks already breaking to new all-time lows locally here, while value stocks on the right are still above their support. So of course, this is not the most bullish chart you can get, but if we start to see better momentum, this can be a very good way to see the outperformance of value stocks over growth stocks. There is something interesting. You can even get the valuation for small caps. I believe it's PSCE, which is small cap energy, for example. You can see that small cap energy related to small cap growth. Look at this. I believe you can have small cap information and technology. Small cap information and technology. Where's that? A small cap technology, maybe? No, I can't find it. Well, if you know the name of the ETF that tracks small caps information and technology, please tell me in the comments, because I'd be glad to know the ticker. Anyway, this is really the thing you need to watch. You can see that small cap energy are really settling a consolidation right there. They are really printing a nice consolidation that is telling you more. It's going to go further up after a massive bearish trend compared to these. I'm going to put that full screen. Nope, that's not it. It's here. Thank you. Compared to these Russell 2000 growth stocks that look much more on the downside. So I hope you agree with me. Tell me in the comments what you think about this growth to value rotations. You can really see this all over the world in all different exchanges. I checked Asia, Europe, and America, and regardless of the place you're in the world, there is a rotation from growth to value stocks, because I think people start to believe in the long-term inflation narrative. The reason of why things are happening is not really important as a trader. What matters more to me is really the what's happening more than the why. Another thing you really need to pay attention is the oil prices. You can see oil prices are making an all-time high right there. They made an all-time high that dates back to 2014. So we're still nowhere near close oil prices in 2008. But you really need to take a look at oil and energy prices and all commodity prices, because things could get very, very bad very quickly. We're going to take a look at copper futures, for example, and you're going to see how bad the situation can get in terms of inflation, with copper prices being at consolidating about all-time highs. Copper prices have never been this expensive, and if it breaks above this all-time high and copper prints a long-term bullish trend, inflation is going to become crazy. Why? Because copper is a very important metal for many different things. So the prices of everything you buy depends on some part on copper. And companies like copper mines, I believe I have as a CEO, yeah. This is Southern Copper Corporation. You can see that for 10 years it's not done anything. Value stock have not done anything for 10 years, right there. But now it's only starting to pick up again. So there is really something going on with value stocks getting out of 10-year bases. That's really something you should pay attention to. You can see that the same thing happened back between the tech bubble. So there, the zone I'm printing was the tech bubble. If you look at the Nasdaq between 96 and 2000-ish, you're gonna see it was the tech bubble. And after the tech bubble, there was a massive bull market on most value stocks. And maybe we're gonna see the same thing. Commodities are going to go through the roof. Value stocks are gonna start outperforming. Another ratio I want to take a look at is you divide the growth stocks by the value stocks. Oops. By the value stocks. And you see what I'm talking about. The growth over value ratio. And as I was talking about, this was the value bull market. So value companies were going crazy. And after that, for the last 10 years, we are in the growth companies outperforming the market. I can take a look, for example, at ArcelorMittal, which is an amazing steel company, which is the biggest steel producer in the world, I believe. And you can see it's starting to try and break out from a 10-year-ish base. So this kind of breakouts you really need to take a look at them. On the contrary, if you look at Microsoft company, you can see that it looks more like a local top. Of course, you don't cancel a decade-year-old magnificent bullish trend in a few weeks. The market tops take months, sometimes quarters to make on big companies like this. But we never know. Like during, for example, look at the tech bubble top. You can see that the trend was amazing. The companies were going up like crazy. And at some point, they just stopped going up and canceled the bull market. And maybe that's the same thing that is going to happen with inflation going crazy. So now that I've talked about it, what positions did I take in order to profit from this potential run? So as I saw growth stocks maybe took a start, it was like 3 to 4 weeks ago, I made a few positions in growth stocks. I'm, for example, in Infosys, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, I'm in this company. The trade looks good. We are far from my entry point, and I'll soon be able to neutralize it by setting my stop loss at my entry price. There you go. I'll be able to neutralize it this week. So it's going to go in my SL0 list. I have the only growth stocks I have is the Infosys. I had all other stocks that I took trades. For example, this one, which was an Italian growth stocks that attempted a breakout, but it did not work. On the other hand, I have most of the other companies I own are value stocks. So I own this company, which is a lithium mine in Australia. I own this company, which is a lithium mine in Canada. I own this company, which is a lumber exploitation, lumber company in Canada. This one is an oil company, this one oil company, this one coal company, and this one is a bank. So I'm setting some pieces on value, but I'm not going too hard because as you saw in the index, there is a possibility that we get throwbacks because the market is very volatile. You can see that back here, you had a run-up correction, run-up correction, run-up correction, run-up correction. Maybe you're going to see this and it's going to be very volatile. So you can't really go very hard. You need to select the best trends, the one that corrects the less, or the one that will go up the most. I need to check out market leaders with my screeners. I need to really check about the very strong trends, very strong stocks, and buy them, hold on to them until the trend is over. And you can see that this trend on Frontier Lithium, the lithium company, is going absolutely crazy. There is no correction. The corrections are very, very little. You can see that the sellers just can't push the price back to the entry price when I entered. Then the correction happened very fast and we broke up. I didn't have the opportunity to add back to my trade. I wanted to add back at the close, but the close happened to be way too high for me. So Look at also the buying volume. You can see people buying into the stock are going very, very crazy. This is a very, very beautiful trend. And this is the kind of thing that I want to take a look at is strong trends, consolidation right there, and then the trend resumes. So yeah, I'm going to keep talking about this value versus growth scenario because I think it's the thing you need to take a look at. And of course, we're going to finish the video with cryptocurrencies. If you know what kind of where do cryptocurrencies belong, in my opinion, they belong in growth because every time we see the Nasdaq drop, we see cryptocurrencies drop, and cryptocurrencies just seem to be very really struggling during this period of inflation narrative. Of course, you never know why. The why is not really important. What matters is what the market is telling you. And at the moment, regardless of what's happening in the real world, the market is telling you people are not buying crypto. They are just not buying anything here. I saw just two cryptos looking good, which is Harmony and Cosmos. But why would you buy assets in such an environment? Like the odds of success are just not in your favor. So I don't really see any interesting reason to buy cryptos. Yeah, nothing is really interesting. It's very hard to find any bullish asset. If I run my screener, I'm gonna find like one or two bullish cryptos over the 500 that I can see. What's the point? So tell me in the comments what you think. Sorry for my yawns. I'm just so tired. I had to I partied a little bit during the weekend, so sorry for my yawns. Hope you don't mind. I really don't see any reason to buy cryptos. If you are buying cryptos right now, maybe you're in a long-term investor and you're buying undervalued cryptos. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing in crypto right now. Are you staying in cash? Are you buying undervalued assets? Or are you just yielding your USDTs? I'm thinking about leaving my USDTs in crypto, but yielding them into some protocols like Bancor Curve or something like that. If you have information about this, please don't hesitate to tell me in the comments, and I will send you the link to the Discord. It'll be in the description. I really want to learn about this, so if you know something about DeFi and how to yield your USDTs, I'll be very happy to hear about this. Yeah, so that's it. We're gonna see next week how stocks are going to act. You can see there the value and the growth stocks. What is going to happen? Are we going to see a deeper correction on growth stocks and a new bullish trend emerging on value? Or on the other hand, is the market going to resume as it always done, and as growth stocks going to keep outperforming the market? That's it. That's really the thing I want to look at. Hope you found this video interesting. That's all I had to say. Thank you. See you in the next video. Have a nice trading week and goodbye.